Voters in Ohio might have a chance to make recreational marijuana legal when they go to the polls in November.
Supporters of a new cannabis law gathered 100,000 more signatures than they needed to in an effort to gain access to the ballot. WLWT News 5's Todd Dykes is live with more on what legalization could mean for the Buckeye State. Todd?
Yeah, Ashley, hundreds of millions of dollars in tax revenue for starters, but talking about the money that recreational marijuana might generate is basically putting the cart before the horse. That's because state officials first have to make sure that enough of those signatures are valid.
I think the number of signatures that we turned in really speaks to how ready Ohio is to take this step.
This week, a group called the Coalition to Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol delivered petitions with more than 220,000 signatures to the office of Ohio's Secretary of State. If 124,000 are valid, Ohio voters will be able to decide if recreational cannabis should be legal.
Instead of having to drive to Michigan or go over to Illinois or Missouri or any, cross state lines, this opens up the pathway for the citizens of Ohio that want legal cannabis to be able to go to just to the store and do it.
E.R. Beach owns 3 Hemptation stores. He's long advocated for legal access to a plant that's been vilified by a lot of people for a long time.
If we have to resort to the black market, like you do for recreational cannabis in Ohio, then you don't know. You don't know where it was grown. You don't know what chemicals were grown in it. You don't know the potency.
Tom Herron with the Pro-Cannabis Coalition cites that argument and more when explaining why his group wants voters to have a say.
Under our proposal, you can't buy adult use marijuana until you're 21 years old. The locations that would sell adult use marijuana will be licensed by the state. They'll be regulated. They'll be inspected. Products will be tested to ensure that consumers know what they're purchasing.
The proposal calls for a 10% tax on each marijuana product sold,
which will go to local communities, which will go to substance abuse and addiction prevention efforts, as well as really important social equity causes.
Now, Herron estimates that recreational marijuana could generate more than $400 million a year for the state of Ohio. He says officials have until July 20th to review all of those signatures to see if the signatures that the Marijuana Coalition gathered are valid, and that would put the ballot on the issue in November. We're now reporting live tonight, Todd Dykes, WLWT News 5.
Adding to the issues on the ballot in November, and Todd, we've talked a lot about another proposed ballot initiative involving reproductive rights. How does this one compare to that issue?
Well, actually, of course, the issue you're talking about is tied to the abortion debate. It calls for a change to Ohio's Constitution. It could face a really steep hurdle if voters pass issue 1. That is an issue they'll be voting on during a special election next month. Tom Herron says that the pro-cannabis issue calls for a change to a statute or a new statute in Ohio law, and he said that would not be affected by whatever the outcome is of issue 1 during next month's special election. Ashley?
All right, Todd, thanks so much.